Buena. Nyake, Janet.
Buena.
Buena.
Niyake.
Halito. Sio. Insti Huntedich. Madawi. Madawika. How do you say it? Madawika.
And then is it Buenos
Oh.
Dias?
Yeah. Well, we got two guests today. We felt like it was very important that we go get two women. I mean, two good mothers. Um, to kind of give their take on today's meditation because it's about a woman. So I didn't feel right. Like Domingo was trying to sit over there, and I was like, nah, bro. Like, but would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's Janet Bullcoming.
Pratt?
Good morning.
Janet Pratt.
Shut up. Anyway, we work with Pathways to Community Living. Well, our office is downstairs here at the DOH building. I'm a resource worker and got home visits to do in Sealand today. We're gonna be busy. But yeah, that's who I am.
My name is Andrea De Leon. I am the community health nurse for Pathways and a mother of 6 children.
Well, thank you for coming on. They do a lot of they work with our elders. So I think they do very important work, and I just want to say thank you. For the work that you all do. I know y'all deal with our elders. Constantly, and you gotta. To me, my mother raised us on a job working at the nursing home. So I kind of understand, my little sister actually went into, she's a nurse, and she went into long term care because of how we were raised with my mother working at the nursing home. So now that's what she does is she works at a nursing home. So I just want to say thank you for the work that you all do. Do y'all have any more outreaches or anything coming up soon?
We'll be at Elders Day on Friday.
Yeah. Elders Day. I was like, dang, I went blank. I don't think no more.
Going to labor on Friday.
Good morning, C Dump. Happy birthday. It's C Dump's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, she's 63. 63 today. So happy birthday, CC.
Love you and miss you. Always.
But yeah, I guess we'll all be at the Elders Conference this Friday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will, and I think we're gonna do another live podcast. So, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. See, don't put yeah. You 63 or 64? Oh, she's up there.
Yeah.
But well,
in dog years.
Yeah. Should we just go ahead and jump off into it? Good morning, Brother Norm. Miss Bushyhead. Good morning, sis.
Just say whatever.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead and...
Yeah. The meditation for today.
Yes.
Mothers must protect the lives they have helped to bring into the world. Every child is subject to the seeds each adult plants in his/her mind. If we plant praise and you can do it, the child will grow up with certain predictable behavior patterns. If we plant ideas that there's something wrong with you or you're good for nothing, the child will grow up with predictable behavior patterns. We need to honor and respect the mothers who protect the children and plant positive seeds for their growth. Today, I intend to focus on Great Spirit, bless each mother and give her courage and faith.
Well, thank you. Thank you for reading that. Good morning, everybody. You know what? I've never, of course, never been a mother, but I was fortunate enough to, how they say, like, you're like raised by the village. You know, uh, I had a mother. She struggled with addiction. I learned today that she did the best that she could with what she had. We were poor. You know, she tried. She held on to a job. And she tried. I got to give her that. She definitely tried, but at the same time, she was struck. She was struggling. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and I feel like I caught the brunt end of that. But I understand today, that my mother, she loved me no matter what happened between me and my mother. I always wanted my mom. I always loved my mom. I couldn't imagine anybody else being my mom. But then, I was fortunate enough to be raised in a community where I had just a whole bunch of aunts. Man, I had a bunch of aunts. I mean, my aunt Lou, my aunt Teddy, my aunt Dee, my aunt Sharon, my aunt Jody, my aunt Della. I mean, there's just my aunt, my aunt Betty. I mean, like my aunt Carol. Very instrumental in my life. I think about all my aunts. That lived in Thomas and had a positive effect on my life. I think they understood like the struggles that my mom was having, and in a way, tried to like make up for that because they loved their sister. But me getting into becoming a father, and I watched the mother of my kids struggle. I watched the mother of my kids go through it. Still going through it. Still struggling with substances, still, trying to figure this thing out. So I thought it was important that we get some women on here who can talk about the positive side about being a mother, because, I feel like after the boarding school era, that's when we kind of like we have a whole generation out there. It used to be deadbeat dads. That was the thing whenever I was a kid is, everybody had a deadbeat dad, and then as the drugs and alcohol got worse, now we have absent mothers,
Mhm.
so there's kids out there that don't get, a father or a mother, and I feel like it's taken on a whole new form in our community, and to see people try to get back, we're like making it a thing to like go get help, to go get treatment, to go, to go to AA, to, we're trying to make that normalize that. But for some women that have never had to go through that, I would like to hear from you all, what it means to be a mother.
Mhm.
Janet's just looking blank. Come back, Janet.
Processing. Still processing over here. Yeah. My feet are swollen. Yeah. My hands are swollen.
Chris. Yeah.
But that is true. About what you said about absent mothers, I always feel for those kids, but they're like you said, they're always gonna love their mother.
Mhm.
They're always gonna want her and miss her, and that's good too. Because maybe one day they might grow up and snap out of it, and want to come back to their children.
Okay.
But
I think none of us are like born knowing how to be a mother,
Yeah.
but it's that simple fact that your children are going to love you unconditionally no matter what type of mother you are that should make you want to be the best one you can
Oh, yeah.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, with my mom, I've always known her as to work. She was a single mom. She raised 5 of us, and we had to struggle too. And I remember her struggling, and I used to be like, "Dang, 5 kids is a lot, and I'm about to have 5 now." Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not impossible because I watched her and seen her do it. She may not have been there every moment or second when we needed her, but she provided for us.
Mhm.
And she had her struggles and faults too that I don't know about, and I don't blame her for it. I just gotta accept it, and I do appreciate everything that she's done for my life. Even though she was busy working and trying to provide a life for us, she still made time for us to get us out in a circle and get to know other families and get other mothers. I got other mothers from different tribes all over the United States, Indian country, and they played a good role with me too. And to this day, I still call them all mom. And yeah, just being a mom, it ain't easy, but it's just
We're all
natural.
learning.
Yeah, it's just something you have to get up and do every day, whether you want to or not.
3 of my kids come from a divorced household, so their dad isn't in the picture 24/7. So now I'm dealing with mental health of my almost 14-year-old son. It's hard for him right now dealing without his dad being around for the big moments. So it's hard. But I have my mom, and she's a she's a great grandmother and a great mom. I didn't have to, she didn't deal with any substance abuse, but we lost my brother who suffered from substance abuse, and my dad, I grew up with an alcoholic father. So she's always been the one constant in my life. So that's what I'm trying to be for my children.
And then now, like, this day of age, now that I've found Mahio, I try to teach my kids, how to pick that way up. That's the only way to show them, to plant that traditional seed in them, is to take them to these places, to show them that how to pray, whenever they feel down or they get scared or discouraged or, feel lonely, that they're never alone, with stuff like that. So just try to teach them to pray, let them know they're Cheyenne and they don't have to be scared. He's got our ways, always got protection around us. And they know that too. Every time I burn cedar, everybody trips out. They always like, "Oh, I want a cedar." They come over there, they all do it 4 times. Yeah. Like, oh, those little kids, they're traditional. They must know. Yeah. But it's cool. They're my daughter, the oldest one. She's gonna be graduating this year, but she picked up the way too. And I had prayed for that. Prayed for her to go into TP before. Because I didn't always have her. I had her the first 3 years of life, and me and her dad separated, and he had her for like a year and a half where I just had no contact with her, kept her from me, and that was a struggle for me. And when I didn't see her or know where she was or anything, I always prayed for her and always prayed that I can get her back one day. She can come home. I'll have something for her. So I worked on myself. I sat there and got a job. Sat there and got my driver's license, and I was able to get these materials so I could take care of her when she did come back. And we had a peyote meeting for her on her birthday. She wasn't there, but just had a picture of her sitting by the moon. And somebody in there, or maybe somebody said the right words and prayers, and like 2 weeks later, I got summoned to court to come get her, and that judge gave her back to me. And then I had her ever since then. Ever since then, I've been sober. I chose her over everything. They say you gotta give up something to keep something. So she's worth it, and I don't ever forget my prayer. I have to meet it halfway. I gotta take care of it. That's what I do, and I don't forget that, and I try to tell her now that she's older. I try to tell her all these things, what we've been through, what I've been through, the things she don't notice yet. But yeah, I prayed for her to go in there in that TP too, and she does. And she brings in morning water. You know, she brought morning water in more than me, which is awesome. You know, because she knows that way, and she went past me now. Now she goes more meetings than me. Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to do this live, and now I'm crying. Yeah. They said it was about mothers, and I just knew I was gonna cry. So we talk about
Yeah, I mean, seeds, and you know, trying to implant in them and try to grow them into a good way, good direction. And you know, there's always going to be other kids out there that don't know the way, and they just act any your way, and you know, your children are going to come across them and be an influence on them. But the way I always want to think, you know, like how people that came across me as a child, like take me in and show me something good, you know. And that's what I feel like I want like to do with other kids or kids that I meet or kids that come across. I always try to show them good things, you know, talk good to them, and you know, they kind of do trial and error things to try to correct them, whether they want to listen or not. But at least maybe somewhere down the line, they might be like, hey, I remember Janet said this, you know, I remember Janet tried to tell us this and that, you know, try to help them out in a way. Something like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't really listen. Yeah. I had to learn the hard way. Yeah.
Yeah.
learn the hard way.
Well, is there any more?
No.
Yeah.
What was that last getting out of here?
Yeah. What did I hit every topic? Yeah. Did we skip a word or two?
Well, we have
We
have a poll going on in the office about when Janet's gonna have her babies.
Oh my god. I wasn't even gonna come up here. I told them they had to carry me up here. Halfway up the stairs, I had to go use the restroom. Yeah.
So who better to get than than an expecting mother?
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it was cool that Andrea came up. You know, her brother was one of my best friends. You know, before he passed away. You know, still is. You know, he's still my brother. You know, think about him all the time. Just we had so much fun together. You know, that was probably the problem though. We had too much. We had way too much fun. You know, but I'm very honored that you ladies chose to come up here and share a little bit. You know, always a pleasure. Anytime we can ever get any women to come on, especially, I didn't feel right about speaking on a woman's behalf. I have no, you know how it goes. I don't know about women ways.
Just knows about those ratchet.
Well, that's why I asked you to come up. Yeah. That's exactly why I asked you to come up.
Yeah.
But
for once, yeah, just today.
Our producers are just cracking up over here.
Carmelo's trying to be all serious in the comments, and then you guys.
What is the one thing you want to make sure that you pass on your children?
Yeah. Say that again. Yeah. Louder.
What
He
is
could have
one
turned around and
thing-
just asked.
Yeah. What is one thing you want to make sure that you pass on to your children?
Me?
Yeah. Both of you.
Repeat that. Yeah.
One more time.
Let me process. Yeah.
Pass on to my children.
Oh, it was a comment.
Yeah. He's sitting right there, but yeah, put it on the.
No, there's a lot.
What is the one thing you would want to make sure that you pass on to your children?
I want to say faith and prayer. You know, that's one thing that I know that gets me through every day. Yesterday we went to some training, and that guy was asking about, you know, what makes you get up every day that keeps going, you know, and I say faith and prayer, you know, because I do wake up sometimes not fearing, but you know, just the unknowing what's gonna happen. But
Mhm.
at the same time, you can't think like that. You know, you gotta think everything's gonna be all right. You know, everything's gonna be okay. Even when things are going on, like I get a call from the high school or I get a call from the elementary school. Your kids are acting up, you know, then sitting there like, well, everything's gonna be all right. Just gotta go talk to them again. Yeah.
When they're
Repeat
mad.
myself again. No. But yeah, prayers kind of, yeah, I know that my kids are kind of young. My two little ones, they're real young, so they know the significance of prayer and when to pray, like before we eat and you know stuff like that. But I don't think they understand the concept of it yet. My 7-year-old, I try to explain to her more. You know, she's starting to question a lot now, so I always tell her because she's like, "Well, why do we pray? You know, who we praying to, and you know, stuff like that." I always tell her that everything's gonna be all right. Tell her these things to not worry about it, just pray about it, and sit there and you know pray and have her repeat, you know, and then we pray together. But that's one thing I would, you know, I definitely for sure want to pass on to my kids because I'm not always gonna be here, and we're not gonna always be here when we get older. At least they'll know that have something to do, to look forward to, or to reach out to instead of just drugs and alcohol. You know, that scares me, especially like in my generation. I'm supposed to be the one that's on drugs or drinking, you know, but I'm not. And I think, you know, God or Mahio for the strength for that, not to want to be like that. But who knows what they're gonna have to face. It's probably gonna be like 10 times worse when they get it. So yeah. That's just what I want.
Do you want to answer?
Yeah, just I don't know. I think about I mean, maybe it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm telling my son right now, that it's okay to ask for help if you need help, or you know, you can't talk to me, talk to somebody, because I know there's that outlet too, and especially, you know, him being without his dad in the big moments. I'm not saying his dad's not an absent father. It's not that, but he doesn't see him as often as I get to, you know. So just yeah, it's okay not to be okay, and you know, as long as mom's here, I got you.
But yeah, just they're going same. Yeah. Where are they at? Yeah. They're where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it ain't with. Yeah.
Morning, Grandpa. Well, thank you everybody for the comments. You know, Phyllis the realist, Michaela, Sharon. You know, we appreciate everybody tuning in.
Kim.
Kim,
Kim West. Good morning.
Cat
Sack. Oh yeah, I had to check my live. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
I
She
got
want no one to know that's her.
notification.
Yeah.
Is it me or the other one? Yeah.
Well, should we jump off into the comment? I mean, to the because that'll take forever too. There's not. There's only like 20.
Oh, we got yoga or no Zumba today.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's jump off into them.
I think I have
Well,
those
today is the last round of Zumba here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno with Miss Courtney Whiteman. Shout out to the Whitemans. And then after that starts at 6. And then from 7 to 7:30, our very own Domingo White Man will have some yoga. So shout out to the White Mans, and they just celebrated 1 year anniversary.
Yay.
So got to give them their props.
Lulu. Yeah. Which one is it?
That one. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be today. Today's the last day, actually. And then we got our boo bags. Scan the QR code right here. If you're out of state, we cannot ship Narcan to you at the moment. But we're still trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out about our harm reduction supplies. But if you're in state, then we can definitely mail it to you. Scan the QR code, and we will. It takes you to a job form, and we have a list of products on there that we will get to you for free. So, and then text TOR TOR to 888-580-4867. That's 888-580-4TOR. So shout out to Brand Logics. And then Sabado. We are having our Culture is the Solution benefit dance at the Clinton ERC. I believe gourd dancing starts at 2, supper at 5. Do we have any contests that day? Hat and boot contests, all ages, 3 places. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, we invite you to come out and come shake some gourds, come pop some fringes. And we'll be there.
At y'all's dance?
Yeah. So we got a 58-inch TV for raffle. We got about 4 cedar boxes, 2 hand drums, Pendleton, and and a WWE pay-per-view event chair. So come on out if you ain't doing anything Saturday in the Clinton area. And then November 9th, there is a memorial dance for Tony Pawnee. So, that'll be, that's Isaac's mother-in-law. So, he's a big supporter of us. So, I believe we're going to try to make it out there that Saturday. So, that'll be Saturday at the Clinton ERC. So, November 9th. And then November 13th. 13th? Okay, from 6:30 to 8:30. They're having a powwow dance class. We always talk about culture is the solution. It's help my recovery. Maybe you got a grandbaby you want to get involved. Maybe you have a family member that just you feel like it would really help them out. I mean, they'll serve a meal. They'll have a drum. They'll have different dance styles there. So I think it's a great idea actually. But that'll be at the Clinton Concho ERC on the 13th.
And if you're looking for someone to make beadwork, I'm open for orders.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She'll
Flyer.
she'll be
Card.
she'll be laid up for a while.
I'll be out for 8 weeks in a little bit. Yeah.
And then November 23rd at the Weatherford Middle School, the Weatherford JOM program is having their youth powwow. Our very own Department of Health, Tradition Not Addiction, Terry Lindsay is the honored educator. He does a lot of great work in our schools with our CNA kids, so we will be there to back him up.
Brother-in-law, Terry. Yeah.
And then December 7th?
Yeah.
December 7th, we're having the Circle of Giving benefit dance. It's not your traditional, specials and all that. We're asking the head staff to bring toys. And if you want to be entered into the raffle, to win a TV and some cedar boxes, bring a $10 toy. We will give you some raffle tickets, and that's where this is a toy drive that we're trying to sponsor to remember the kids that have been affected by addiction. Us being those kids. I mean, I think it's very important. And then this is the form, a nomination form for maybe a kid that you might know. We're trying to stay away from if you just want a kid just to have a present. We ask that think about those that are going without, and nominate a kid that may be affected by addiction. And then we got Mending Mondays. We had a great meeting last night here at 1950 South Shepherd in El Reno at 7 o'clock. And then tonight they're having a talking circle in Clinton at the public library at 721 Frisco Avenue at 7. And then Thursday nights here at 1950 South Shepherd at 7 o'clock, we have a talking circle at the Department of Health building. And then Friday night, we have a 12-step meeting that gets a little bit more in-depth into the Wellbriety book at 7 o'clock on Fridays.
If you want to stay up with Zach speaking.
Oh.
Big freak.
Okay. Okay.
Play that song. Anybody gonna match my freak? Yeah. When he comes
Well, the nephew, Zach Blackout. If you haven't heard his story, he has a great way of telling it. I mean, but these are his speaking engagements: November 6th, November 20th, December 2nd. We fully support Mr. Blackout in all his endeavors. He's not afraid to share his story, and I like his story because it talks about the healthy way of dealing with mental health issues. I feel like people in substance abuse, when it came to that, that emergency, whatever it was in their life, they chose to self-medicate. And I like his story because he went about the right way to do, to ask for help. So shout out to Mr. Blackout. And
Zach's on the live now.
Just gave you a big shout out, Zach. Zachariah, Zeke the Freak. ZekeTheFreak.com.
Don't look that up.
Yeah,
No, we're
Good morning, Julia. Oh, I might have said that wrong, Julia. Good morning, Carrie. Mr. Perry. Carrie and Perry.
Katy Perry.
donate money.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, brother. Well, once again, I want to thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning. Is there anything else you would like to say that's not reggae?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Thanks for having us today.
Carry me back downstairs.
We'll roll you. Yeah. Well, like I was saying, thank you for coming up. Thank you, for giving your perspective. And anytime we ever need women, I'm coming down there and I'm dragging one of y'all up here. So,
Going on leave, so Andrea will be here.
We have two others, Irene and Bobby.
Yeah.
Irene and Bobby.
well, we do appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you for
Y'all did a great job. So,
Thanks for having us.
asking.
with that, I guess we will close. I hope.